Good morning. Mr. Wachowski, how long have you been in your current position?
Going on 6 years.
6 years? Yep. Ms. Duke?
4 years.
Don't sharpen your pencil. Sir, how long have you been the IG?
I've been the IG 7 years and 19 days.
So I'm assuming this isn't the first report that you have received from the IG.
No, it's not.
Okay. Mr. Missel said reoccurring issues, accountability, breakdown in leadership, poor communication. I'm assuming that these issues have been in multiple reports that you've issued to the VA, correct, sir?
That is correct.
And Mr. Trulsky and Ms. Duke, and unfortunately, since you've been there long enough, this falls on your shoulders.
It does.
Okay, and I know the VA is a very cumbersome department, and it is a ugly machine, if you will. The IG said
We
that...
don't call it that around the office.
Yeah, the IG stated that the financial management system is not due to be integrated or updated correctly in this decade. So my first question to the panel is, are we to assume, given the amount of money we've lost over the past few years, for that to continue? Because the blame has been put on the management system itself. Sir.
Yeah, so the blame is not just on the management system. I mean, it's on the people, the processes as well. I would take, we're not losing money and we have sound accounting, but we don't have all of the...
It doesn't say sound accounting. It says weak accounting practices from the IG's report.
Right, it does, but I counter that with our clean audit opinion.
That's a large statement from your sound accounting to weak accounting. That's 180 out, sir.
Our financial statement auditor says we have sound accounting, and they're run by the IG.
So you guys aren't talking to each other?
No, I think we're talking to each other.
We both agree.
Even with our financial statement audits, we have continually found material deficiencies, significant weaknesses, and a big part of that is the internal controls.
So what are we going to do for the next 10 years, 6 years, 7 years to course correct this ship so we don't continue to lose this money? Because we up here on this panel have a very difficult job of moving money in proper places. And if we can limit the amount of fraud, waste, and abuse, it makes our jobs easier, and it's even better for the veterans. Yeah?
So we're going to continue to roll out our state-of-the-art accounting system. We're going to continue to consolidate accounting in our financial services center, and we're going to continue to train people. And we will see improvement. For example, you may have read about journal vouchers. Journal vouchers last year to this year are down 55% because of the work that we're doing.
Let's do this. The IG also said, and Ms. Duke, I think you said this too, that it's challenging in who we report to. Who has a certain role and responsibility. Those break down in communications in silos, right? VA is very siloed, department to department. Who's responsible for creating roles and responsibilities, and then who's responsible for communicating that down and into the organization so you're well informed and that problem goes away? There's got to be a name.
You're looking at him right here. I am ultimately responsible.
Okay, sir, how long again have you been in this position?
6 years.
That seems to be a problem, sir.
I'm not sure
Well,
problem.
we just had Ms. Duke and the IG say that there's a reoccurring issue on accountability, communication, and roles and responsibilities. You say that lives on your shoulders, and you've been in that position for 6 years.
Correct. That's correct. But he also mentioned that the organizational structure is they don't report to me. I mean, it's my job to work within the organizational structure that we have. They do not work directly for me, but I'm ultimately responsible.
But if I may say, although I organizationally report to the Undersecretary of Health, I don't feel like there's a lot of daylight between myself and Mr. Rochalski regarding the expectations of financial controls, regarding our cooperation on the audit, regarding our coordination to roll FMBT out to my organization. And I work very closely with my counterparts in the VISNs and in the medical centers so that we maintain frequent communication.
Okay, well, at a leadership level, that if you're saying that that's copacetic. It seems down and inside the organizations where we're misallocating $187 million as a breakdown.
What I would say is that the IG correctly identified that in certain incidences during the evolving concerns of the pandemic, which did demand a greater use and reliance on journal vouchers, we were not as ready as we could have been at the outset to provide clarifying guidance to our field, in part because we were still learning what the expectations were on the medical centers during the pandemic. But now that we've learned from that, we are clearer in the guidance that we issue to convert the guidance that we get from CFO into something that is useful and material to our financial folks out in the medical centers to adopt those practices.
I'm out of time, sorry, yield back.
Sorry.